Guys, tonight I wanted to create a topic, or I guess discuss a topic, in which I share instances in which I was someone who was unappreciative and ungrateful, all that bad stuff that no human being should be associated with. And the reason I want to discuss this is because, in the same manner that we try to discuss negative things about other people and why we think they're negative, and also positive stuff, I think it's important to just look back and realize times that you were just a really messed up person, reflect on it, and hopefully grow from those experiences. And I have quite a few of those, but there are four instances that stand out to me from my younger days, and I thought that I would just go ahead and share them. And they're stupid and petty and pretty insignificant. But for me, these little things tormented me for a long time for some reason. So maybe you guys have stories of your own to tell, but here are some of my uh, stories. Hello, Queen. I remember that I approved that. Hello, Garuda. Eventually, you may earn the title King. I'm just playing. So, anyways, the first memory that I have of a time in which I was ungrateful was Thanksgiving 2007. Yes, Thanksgiving 2007. I was anticipating the turkey so much. It was either 2006 or 2007. I just cannot recall right now. But I know that it was like back then. This was my mother's first time fixing a turkey all by herself. And apparently, my grandmother had recommended that she try something about placing the turkey in a bag of some sort. Clearly, I don't deal with birds. Like, I never deal with chicken because every time I have attempted to cook chicken, I end up passing out. I don't know if it's just that I happen to be feeling funny at that time and then the chicken just makes the matters worse. But I have not been able to prepare raw chicken for some reason. But anyways, that's beside the point. So, you know how a whole turkey, it takes a long gas time for it to be ready. Well, my mother, being the devoted mother that she is, she was trying to fix a turkey for the first time, and she used that bag method that my grandmother had recommended. And she spent all those hours cleaning it, getting it ready, seasoning it, throwing it in the oven, slow cooking it, I guess. And I was excited about it. I was looking forward to it because turkey has always been one of my favorite things to eat, if not my favorite thing to eat when it comes to the holidays. And I always remembered how great my grandmother's recipe tasted. So, given that my grandmother had instructed my mother on how to do it, I was anticipating that my mother was going to be the bomb at it as well. Well, it turns out that my mother did not have very good luck fixing it, and it turned out to be not so good. And I made sure that I was pretty vocal about it. I was that one kid who I would whine and complain and just. I was probably the definition of an honest kid. If I thought something sucked, I would let you know. And I would let you know in a very, like, terrible, mean way. And I remember that at the time I used MySpace a lot. So I specifically remember writing a bulletin and I said, Mang, I was waiting for the turkey for so long, anticipating it so bad. I was so ready to eat it. I've been hungry. And it turned out to be super gross, super nasty. I hated it. And looking back, I always knew that by me posting that bulletin, I was doing something wrong, but I didn't really understand why. And it wasn't until I got a little older that I had so much regret about writing that bulletin. It's not like I had that many friends, or let alone anyone really reading it. No one inquired about it unless I'm just not remembering. But now that I'm older, I just feel bad because knowing everything that my mother was going through and everything that she was doing and all that she was responsible for, and the fact that she was trying to, fixing a turkey, I would imagine, is definitely time consuming. It is demanding. So here I was just criticizing it, being negative about it, and I'm like, what did I do to help her? And this is a lady who is tired. This is a lady who is stressed out. This is a lady who probably did not have genuine desire to get it fixed, but she was trying to just give us a good holiday. We were by ourselves. So I just feel bad that I focused on the negative aspects of it. And now I just wish that I wasn't that way. But at least I grew up from that. And if I feel like I'm becoming an ungrateful person, I tend to catch myself before it gets out of control or before I say something that I regret. But I never forgot that. It just hit me so much. It stuck to me so much because, again, my mother was doing so much for me and for my brother. And here I was just focusing on the negative stuff. Like, just because her turkey did not remind me of grandmother's, I was over here making a scene about it. And I don't remember what her reaction was or if I ever vocalized to her how unhappy I was. I'm pretty sure I did. But I was just disappointed. And actually, yes, I did tell her because I just remembered that she said, well, it's just that I tried to use that bag that my mother, your grandma, told me to use. So now I know to not do it again. And then I felt bad. Like, I didn't feel bad that night. I felt bad over the fact that I was not getting the turkey that I anticipated. But I felt now that I'm older, when I finally matured, I just felt terrible that I was that way. And another thing that I can remember is around that time, maybe a year prior to this, definitely a year prior to this, because we were living at our older apartment, my mom got me a cell phone. And the cell phone that she got me was it was one of those track phones that you added minutes to, and you could text, call, and play that little snake game and everything. Well, around that time is when my brother got his phone. And then I said, well, I want a phone too. I got friends who are always asking me if I can give them my number or if they can text me, and I keep giving them my landline number, and that's boring. I want to have a cell phone and carry it around. And at the time, the hot phone used to be the Pink Razor. It was being promoted so much. It was in commercials, it was in movies, it was all over the place. And I said, I'm not even a fan of the color pink, but I want that phone. So my mom, when she heard that she wanted a phone, she got me a phone. And it was that little track phone that I'm talking about. It was like one of those Nokia shaped ones. I don't know if the brand was Nokia or if track phone was the brand. It's been so long. But she got me one of those. And when she gave it to me, she was like, I got a surprise for you. And then, you guys, I have told you so many times that I'm someone who does not like surprises. It is hard to surprise me. But she said she had something for me, and I was excited. And then she showed me the phone, and I was like, oh, that's the phone I'm getting? I'll keep it turned off forever. And I just felt bad because my mom had this sad look on her face, like uh like she had let me down, and I'm sure that I let her down with my attitude. And again, I felt so bad because now that I'm older, I feel so bad because this is a lady who was by herself. She did not make a lot of money, and any expenses that she would incur on our behalf to get us some stuff, it was a massive sacrifice for her. No matter how cheap it was a massive sacrifice for her. And there I was just being unappreciative of it, ungrateful. And then she ended up keeping it, of course, and she put it at the very top of her closet. And she said, well, tomorrow I'll go to the store and return it. It was for like Christmas, something like that. And then I don't know if it was the same night or early the next day, but I went into her closet and I got it. And then I said, I'm going to keep it. And unfortunately, eventually, it ended up getting stolen when someone broke into my house. They stole the pink razor that eventually I did get. And on top of that, that phone, because I left it right next to each other. And the reason I lost that phone during a house break in was because I was that one kid who always obeyed the rules. I was so scared of getting in trouble in school. And then what are the odds, right? Little did I know that I would end up losing my phone by having my house broken into than if I would have taken my phone to school. And my mother always debated that. She was like, why are phones banned in your school? A phone is not just a toy. This is something that can save a life. What if you get lost? What if you get left behind in a bus or something? Anything can happen. So she had always been upset about that. And needless to say, when she got me what used to be a very expensive phone back then, and even more expensive was maintaining the line, and then I get it, I lose it because I was complying with a school rule, it was upsetting. I didn't get a pink razor again until 2 years later. So by that time, the hype was already dead, and I was happy to have it back. But the phones that I had in between were just as good, to the point that I felt like the razor was overrated, and these other ones that I had were like Samsung flip phones, and they were good. They had when I told her I'll keep my phone turned off forever. And now looking back, I just want to go back in time and just smack myself for being like that. Just unappreciative. I don't like for people to feel like I don't appreciate them. So for me to believe that people don't feel appreciated enough by when I was like 10 years old, 9 years old, I told my mother I wanted a bicycle. I wanted a mountain bike bicycle. And I knew exactly which one I wanted. It was at Walmart. It was blue and silver. And it was just perfect for me. It was perfect for my height, just suitable for me on all levels. It had like two brakes. My goal, of course, was to be able to ride the bicycle on level 5. So, anyways, I had to build up because I was a chubby ass fat. It did not feel that challenging for me. But I will never forget that my mother said, "You know what? Your cousin has a bike that I don't think she uses. So I'll ask her about it. It's pretty much the same way that you describe it." Well, the bike that was being inquired about, you guys know, hopefully, that my favorite color is navy. That's my favorite hue. Well, this bike was red and yellow. Definite bike. And it was also significant, already pretty tall. So this bike was just too low for me for some reason. So I was telling mom, what kind of bike are they going to get me again? And she said, Zam, whichever one they can afford, whichever one they can give you. And I believe it's going to be that yellow and red one. And I was like, no, I was like horrified. And now looking back, it's like, I don't even have a bike now, and I want one. But But it's just strange that I used to pay attention to petty details now like that, and now looking back, it's like that's not even what makes me happy. I'm grateful with anything that I can get now. So I think that these experiences were what I needed to just not be so much of a stuck up person, I guess. And then another memory that I have, and this is not necessarily that I made someone feel bad. Well, maybe. Yeah, definitely. There's two instances, actually. It has to do with my hair. Mom was styling my hair, and I used to have an obsession with having like a little piece of hair just running down my forehead down to my eyes, and then having it tied. Well, that hairstyle that I had in mind involved one having straight hair. And as far as I so excited, and I was like, I don't like it, I hate it, this and that. I look ugly. So now looking back, it's like my mother was trying so hard to please me, but I was just someone difficult to please. And on top of that, I guess me having a low self esteem didn't help, because if I already have a negative perception of me, how can I possibly just in a second turn that around for me? So another instance with my hair was that mom had she had blow dried it for the first time, but it had curlers. Like she used some curlers to do it. I don't remember the process very well, but in the end, because it had been, I said, you know what? I am going to get my hair wet because there's just no way that I am keeping this fucking wavy ass hairstyle. And then it turns out I started in process in which whatever way I brush my hair, that's the and I just remember that my mother spent like an hour dealing with my hair, and dealing with my hair is not something easy. And there I was talking about how I'm going to go into the bathroom and get it wet so that the blow dry would just go away. So basically, I was just a very ungrateful kid, and I know that kids tend to be little shits when it comes to behavior. But knowing my mother, knowing our circumstances, knowing how hard she was trying and working for us, I just feel bad, genuinely bad, that that stuff happened and that I ever muttered those types of things and expressed so much disappointment. Um, but fortunately, those are the only instances I can think of. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that there are more, but those are the ones that stuck to me the most and became the most severe in my brain. And damn, I'm struggling with my allergies right now. Like my nose itches. But anyways, you guys, those are pretty much some of my more evil stories. And let me catch up with Garuda. I know you've been bombarding my comments. Your definition of ungrateful is different from mine. I always had parties with my family. I can cook. The only reason I can cook is maternal. Shoot, I lost my place. I seen your video about men you rather than the don't like. I am glad you made me realize that you might be fine as fuck, but I have too much damage. Zemri, I want children, but it is my duty to defend my wife and kids. I feel like society has destroyed me for being a nice guy. Don't worry, some girl will eventually like me. I'm so tired of that buffering. Anyways, I have learned how to style, care for my hair, clean it, wash it, maintain it, etc. So I'm really not hateful about my hair anymore. I definitely don't, I'm not in love with it like I used to be with the times that I've seen it straight. But right now, but honestly, I just learned to be self confident. And it also didn't help that when I was, I kept getting picked on for it. Like, look at it. It gets, you have so many flags who was deemed as pretty, they tend to have like straight hair. And it's not like I felt inferior. It's just that because I had experienced having straight hair and I saw how much it suited me, that just gave me images in my head about I will never accept myself until I have hair like that. But then eventually I just grew out of it. I told myself there's nothing wrong with my hair. I have hair. Some people don't even have hair. So I guess I was ungrateful about that too, about my hair type. It's like I know people who spend like 300 or $400 of my hair, and I'm over here just growing it out. That so, but I'm just not like that. My appearance does not really define me. It does matter because I would not be happy if I felt like I looked terrible. But I can be looking a certain type of way, like pretty messy, and I still don't feel embarrassed about it. So I'm not a slave to vanity, put it that way. There's some stuff that I like to do and indulge on, but it's definitely not my priority. It is not that bad I am black and cannot grow an afro. Be proud about your curly hair. Yeah, definitely. I have become tolerant and accepting of my curly hair. Um, again, it's not like it made me feel like it's inferior to anybody else. It's just that I had seen better on myself. But nowadays, I have gone years, like 2 years, it. Like, that was it. So maybe, but yeah, be my queen even though I have hair like sandpaper. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like that nappy kind of hair. That's exactly what my boyfriend has, and I call him the sheep. Now I call him Muffin Head because like of his head, so his hair is like growing on the side, kind of funny. He looks like a muffin. I promise you, he looks like a muffin top. So if I can somehow get like a, what is it, paparazzi photo of him with his back turned, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Or maybe I could take a picture of him when he is driving and I'm outside and he's just sitting. You will see the silhouette of a fucking muffin. I promise you. So, amongst my friends, I refer to him as Muffin Top, and he has no idea unless someone has revealed my secret. Ah, love me, Muffin Top. I love your curly hair. Try a female pixie cut. I have thought about it, but my biggest fear is hair has been growing like crazy forever. Why should I fear getting it cut that short? But I honestly do not like not being able to tie it. And when I was a kid, of course, that's the only time I've had hair that short. I have considered it, but I don't think that I would look Halle Berry-ish, especially given that I got fat. So I just don't want to try it. I just don't dare to try it. So no pixie curl for a while, or no pixie cut for a while. I'm not saying never to it, but it'll be in a relatively distant future. So I love smart females like you with a pixie cut. 2 to 5 pixie cut. Fuck my life. Ah, great. Well, I'll consider it. I have always wanted to try a dramatic haircut, but it is not an urgency for me. So do not look forward to it too much in the near future. but I promise you that I will at least consider it. And I guess, and outro. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I'm sorry that my reception is still shitty. They're still dealing with that outage, and yeah, but it's all right. At least we got this show done. No matter what, you're this is all I do all day long. Just wait and wait. My life is just a big loading screen. Anyways, I'm sorry, Magismo. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. That you just got here and I'm leaving, but my reception is crappy and it is kind of late for me. Um, but if this is the best time for you to join, I'll make sure to stream at this time more often. Yay, my reception survived that. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, they'll get this internet situation fixed pretty soon. Alright, guys, let's see. Someone else says something. Hi, bye, you are fantastic. Thanks so much, I appreciate that. Till next time, and greetings from London. I would love to visit England. I have people who are dear to me who live out there, but they are a little bit out of my reach. All you have to do is a haircut like Halle Berry